Everyone, Happy Chinese New Year!
Happy Chinese New Year!
Now today, me and Le Peng, this is our first episode together and we're going to analyze River Modern. We're going to start a project series to analyze all the different projects upcoming in Singapore.
It's actually 20th February. As we speak, the show flat has just opened its doors for the previews. Booking day is going to be 6-7 March. So we hope that this video series will be helpful for all of you who are maybe looking to buy into new launches this early half of 2026. We'll have more exciting videos coming up. So next one we might have like Pinery, Tengah, Vela Bay. So some of the notable projects coming up as well. Okay, without further ado, shall we go into...
Alright, so today we're going to touch on a few points. Number one will be the project specifics. Number two, pricing insights. So we're going to understand a bit deeper on how the pricing strategy from the developer and applications, how do we apply this strategy to River Modern itself. And thirdly will be the unit type analysis and of course our key takeaway under the summary portion. Right, next. So this project is by Glauco Land. It's a 99 years leasehold district in District 9, River Valley. Now, the number of units there is 455, number of car park lots 364, which is approximately about 80%. And this project is foreseen to TOP in 2030. So for Glauco Land itself, if you are very familiar, Glauco Land is one of the renowned developers in Singapore. They have done many well-known projects such as your Midtown Modern, Martin Modern, Mayor Mansion, so on and so forth. And today, if you understand all these developments, when it comes to the resale, are number one, very profitable. Number two, we realize that their finishings are all very good.
Yeah, we specialize a lot on like the integrated kind of development. We look a lot into the prime areas of Singapore. So District 9 is no stranger to them. And in fact, in the recent years, they have come up with like a few modern series. Have Midtown Modern, Lentor Modern, Martin Modern. These are all, in Chinese we call 家喻户晓. Means like everybody would have heard of these projects, that kind of reputation.
And we also have pulled out some of their performance. So all these are already done in the resale transactions.
High level, their projects have generally done really well, meaning that people like it a lot and are willing to pay the dollar for it. So as with such great performances, right, they also have a really strong loyalty program. So before the doors open even to public, right, in past projects, we have seen that some of the good units are already snapped up, okay, all thanks to their very strong loyalty program. So if you are very serious about getting a unit in River Modern, right, it might be worth it to really check out the loyalty program to see whether you yourself are eligible, or if not, see if your immediate family members could help you with it, or you could also go for things like the bulk purchase. So these are ways where you can actually increase your chances of securing a better unit. And if you need more information, feel free to reach out to us anytime.
That's right.
We will guide you through it because it's a very important process. Okay, so now we will go into the location.
Okay, so this is the location for River Modern. Now, River Modern itself is going to be the last plot that is going to be a river facing. It's going to be directly connected to Great Wall MRT. It's fully sheltered and also directly connected to our River Valley Primary School. And it's right in front of the park and the
Have the best of every world. Everything is like right at your doorstep. So if you are familiar with D9, right, actually there is a lot of condos in the area already. People have lived there for a long time. D9 is an area where it's actually very fit for family living, even though it's in the heart of Singapore City, right? There's amenities at your doorstep, there's park connectors, you are very close to Robertson Quay, things like that. So there's a lot of leisure and fun going on as well. So basically very fit for living. And in the area, it's really packed with projects left and right already. That's why we say that actually this is the last river-facing plot. There is actually one more upcoming parcel of land.
also C.
Yeah, this is really, I think, kind of the last plot in the area, okay? Anywhere else, it is like already built up. This parcel C, it is actually not up for sale yet, but even once it launched, right, the plot ratio is actually 3.5, so it's the same as River Modern. Likely, you will not have that kind of full direct river view that is going to be as nice as River Modern.
Right.
So the scarcity effect is there. So River Modern is going to TOP in 2030, so we have labeled some of the projects that would be more of a direct comparison to you when River Modern actually TOP, because while there are a lot of projects there, right, we also noticed that actually a lot of them are very old already. You can see that all the blue colors, they are actually will be more than 10 years old by then. And then the orange color, yeah, your Martin Modern, Avenir, Riviera, these are projects under 10 years old by 2030. So will be like 5 to 10 years old. They have just recently TOP'd. And then of course you have your
green color.
Zion Grand, Promenade Peak, River Green. these are projects that are literally just launched last year.
Yes.
So they will TOP about the same time as you. They are going to be your very direct competitors. It's good to understand our neighbors a little bit because when we finally hit the market for resale, people are not just going to come and look at your unit. They are going to do their research and look around for comparables, right?
So these are some of the surrounding developments to show you the average PSF that is already transacting. So we can see that River Green is direct neighbor. It doesn't have a river view, but the average PSF is already about 3,001 and its highest is already 3,006. So this will be the site plan for River Modern itself. We can see that there's 2 towers, 2 36-story. 70% of the whole development actually faces towards the river and also the park. Most of the units have almost a direct north-south facing.
And very interestingly, I think the developer is also very intentional in increasing the number of units that has river views because even for this particular stack here, right, they have done it such a way that the balcony is facing this way. So even this unit here is going to have some river view.
Pool facing park and also river facing.
So it's like, wow, times 3. There's this huge lawn space here that's great for, children to run around. For a plot of land in city like that, right, developer has very intentionally carved out this kind of recreational space. And like we said just now, actually right in front of you is a park. So the greenery will really extend outwards. So it's not just the greenery within your own development. If you look outwards, right, further, there's even more greenery outside of your house. These are some artist impression. Is really beautiful. Your big lawn area, and then your function rooms are here, your swimming pool, and then a very luxurious and grand drop-off point, of course. So key feature is your connectivity because Great Wall MRT is right at your doorstep, right? And Brown Line is considerably new. I've taken it a few times, and I would say it's actually super functional. Just one stop to Orchard. If you work in the CBD, just a few stops to Shenton Way. Okay, and if you need to go to further parts, the interchange hub, Outram Park, is just 2 stops from you. You can change to the Green Line, Purple Line, and then you can even go all the way down to Bedok South area. For the working adults or for you to go out on the weekends, it's really convenient. Then of course, you also have a shuttle walkway to River Valley Primary. So if you have young children, it's very convenient. And of course, you have very easy access to what we call quayside living because you are so near to Robertson Quay area and Singapore River, right? You can cycle, you can jog around the area. Evening when you go there is
more
actually
lifestyle living.
Yes, very bustling with activities.
Over the past few years, we brought Martin Modern, Riviera, Irwell, River Green. How the demand has changed in the area, we can see that majority of them are actually private owners that are actually buying into all these projects. But over the years, we can see from HDB point of view, it's actually increasing. What does it mean? HDB upgraders are actually coming to the market more into the core central region. They want to stay in the core central region.
Over time, we have also seen that the percentage of Singaporean owners really increasing.
Yes.
So at 2021, 2023, that's when the ABSD really kicked in. For the cooling measures, you can see that, right, the foreigner percentage is quite significant because in the past, I think in this area, people don't usually associate it with like family living, etc. In the
more
past,
expats area?
Yes, it's a more expats area, right? So in the past, when ABSD is not there, you can really see the foreigners buying into this area. But ever since the ABSD is kicked in, right, the Singaporean percentage has, of course, taken over a lot. The HDB upgraders are also coming into this area. The Singaporean family profile is really increasing. So, which is also in line with the direction that government is encouraging own one home for own stay. So, developer has, of course, taken this into consideration, right? Which is why nowadays we
The
see
unit mix.
Yes, the unit mix.
Now we can see that the developer has also put a lot of thoughts to it to make sure that it's more catered towards the own stay. Now this is important because if the whole development, the unit mix is leaned towards 1 and 2 bedroom, for example, it will probably only attract investors. And when it's too investor centric, what happens to the development?
Everyone will be very profit driven.
Profit driven, they will probably just want to rent out. There's no element for own stay. And when that happens, in future, when it comes to the resale, oftentimes you will see there's so many units trying to sell in the market, and when that happens also the
price will be affected. And their holding period are usually very short for investors. 3-5 years they want to move, which is why the supply of listings will keep coming up. Whereas in comparison, if there is more own stay element, people generally they will move, but maybe really not every 3 to 5 years they move. So there will be a higher percentage of people holding for a longer term, and then that keeps the supply a little more in check. Okay?
And also, usually when it's more towards the own stay element, people are then willing to pay you a premium. Especially in river model itself, it's most of the units, and the bigger units are going to face the river. We foresee it's going to be very beautiful. I think this is also very smart from the developer point of view. In future, when people come for the resale, they see such unit type, there's a high chance that they might be willing to pay for a premium also, which then overall, the whole developments can also appreciate together.
So actually, a lot of thoughts needs to be put into the unit mix. Yeah, it's a very intentional move to do it this way. So basically, your 2-bedder, they don't have any 1-bedrooms. It starts from 2-bed, 1-bath. So 2 bedrooms take up about 39%, and the rest 60+% of it is very catered to family living. Not to say that the 2 bedrooms are not family friendly for young couples starting out. It's still very livable. Yeah. So here we have the unit distribution. It's quite straightforward. There's 2 blocks. So every stack is 1 unit type. You know, some projects nowadays, they have like certain unit type only starting from certain level onwards, but that's not happening here in River Modern. Very straightforward. 1 stack is 1 unit type. Yeah, so with that, right, how then do we spot the opportunities that lies within these unit types? Okay, we will go into it in the next portion.
All right. So we're going to understand developer pricing strategy. All right, so these are some of the developer pricing strategy. Number 1, developer can load it based on per floor jump. Number 2, unit type. And of course, the view premium.
It doesn't apply just to River Modern. Any developer can adopt any kind of pricing strategy. They can even combine more than one. They can use all 3 together.
Yes.
We have seen some of that happening in some of the projects.
Yeah, and why is this important is because today we want to prepare ourselves beforehand so that on launch day itself, we won't be pressured, we won't fall into the mistake of just buying based on emotions and based on hype. That's the last thing that we want to
Actually, on launch day, it's very stressful because you don't get the full price list until the launch day itself. Sorry, on the booking day itself. Maybe your queue number is very good and then you are at the start, right? Once they release all the full pricing, you maybe only have like 30 minutes, 1 hour to make your decision. So it can be a very high stress
and it might be a bit confusing.
Yes. Can you imagine suddenly you see all the prices of 400 units and then you have to make your decision. And then what if your top 2 choices are very close in price? Then how do you know which one is the one to go for?
Exactly.
So we are here to debunk it a little bit.
Prepare everyone here.
What we want to do is go inside the mind of the developer for a little bit. Why do they price a certain way? And then try to see where are the value buys that we should be snatching if we can. So what do developers care about?
They want to make sure that on the first day, they sold sufficient units to hit a certain amount of percentage. Number 2, so to achieve their targeted average price.
So why do we say average price? Because total revenue at the end of the day is made out of your average price times total units sold, right? So some units, they can price higher, some units are lower. At the end of the day, it is the total average price that make or break their total take home. So another way of saying it is like developer really care about the average price. How they choose to load the premium, maybe certain units are more expensive, they can choose, or maybe they think here is better, here got more value, then they make it more expensive.
Yes.
Okay, all of this is more of a sales and marketing technique. Some of these price differential maybe is to help drive volume, maybe is to
move certain unit type.
Unit type. So we can see it more as a sales and marketing play, which will really impact the buyers ourselves. And sometimes the impact, it doesn't show up in our face so clearly on launch day itself. The impact might come 4 to 5 years later when we actually try to sell. So this one we'll go into it a bit more later. Now we will talk about the 3 types of premiums first.
All right.
First one, we have the most common per floor premium, right? So if we look at River Green over here, level 2, let's say 2-bedder, we are starting around 2.9k PSF. And then when we come to level 36, it comes to 3.4k PSF. So overall, if we take the total price difference divided by the number of levels, right, the difference is about 0.6 per floor jump. Let's say we compare to another project, Zion Grand. Maybe we just look at the 2-bedder also. Start at 2.7k PSF at level 3 and the highest level, 60 plus level, right? 3.2k PSF. If we divide by the number of levels, it comes to 0.3% per floor jump. Okay. This is almost half of what River Green is pricing into each level. So can we say that for River Green, developer is more aggressive in loading premiums into per floor jump? So in such a scenario, right, the higher levels are more heavily hit by the premium, right? Then where is the value buy?
If it's me, I will go for the lower floor.
We can choose to go for the lower floor. And then you can see that from a unit type perspective, right, developer has not really loaded onto the unit type because we can see that it's actually quite closely priced, about 3.4 kPSF.
Yes.
So between unit types, the premium loading is not really there. So like within the same budget, then maybe your value buy is more on the lower floor but bigger unit.
That's right.
Right. And then Zion Grand, we see that, okay, the premium is not really in the per floor jump. So where is it? Okay, now we take a look, right? Across all the unit types, you can actually see that all the per floor jump is quite uniform, around 0.3 to 0.4%. It's not that high.
Yeah.
Okay, so where is the premium loaded? It is actually in unit type.
Yes.
Yeah, and this is very interesting, right? Because previously in the past, most of the time you will see smaller unit type having higher PSF.
Yes.
Yeah, and then the bigger unit types having smaller PSF. So that when you multiply to get the quantum, right, it looks more acceptable.
That's right.
The bigger ones are not that expensive. So that is more of a quantum play.
But nowadays,
nowadays in these like 1-2 years, we start to see very interesting.
yeah,
that
most of the developers are actually loading the premium based on the unit type.
Yeah.
Now, why is this so? I personally feel that because the developer realized that nowadays, if you go to all the launches, you realize that in fact, the bigger unit types are the one getting sold faster than the smaller unit type.
Yeah.
And from a developer point of view today, if they can load the premium on the bigger unit type, imagine with the size you multiply by increment of 100.
Yeah, it's more
PSF.
effective, right? So let's say a 4 beta is 1.6K in size. If they load 100 PSF here, they just sell one unit, they can go away 160K more, right? But if they load the same 100 PSF on a smaller unit type, 474 square feet,
They're getting back about 50,000, which then means that they probably have to sell 3 to 4 units to make up for a big unit in terms of the total revenue take home for them.
So from the developer point of view, it might be more effective to actually load it on a bigger unit types where the buyers being family profiles, maybe they are less price sensitive, less per square foot sensitive than those that are looking at the smaller unit types because they are more likely to be investors. Or they are more PSF sensitive, they are working with a tighter budget. So putting the loading on the bigger unit type in such cases might make more sense.
So if it's me, understanding the developer point of view from this perspective, I might probably settle for a smaller unit type, perhaps a 3 beta or even a 2-bedroom, but I go for a very high floor.
High floor, yes.
If possible. Now, next, in terms of the view premium.
So this example is Lentor Modern. Using the 2 earlier strategy, right? Let's take a look. Per floor jump here in the same stack, per floor jump is about 0.4%. It's not that much. Okay, even in terms of unit type, right, the 2-bedroom PSF is higher than the 3-bedroom PSF. So the unit type premium is not really there as well. So what have they actually done here is actually loading on the view.
That's right. Now we can see that for the view on first day launch at time, the landed facing 2 bedrooms is actually paying 11% more than the non-landed view. So in this case, will you buy a premium view?
If it's about the same price, right, I will actually go for maybe the non-view but high floor.
High floor, non-view high floor or bigger unit type?
Can go for the bigger unit type also. Yeah, so that would be where the value is sitting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not saying that you cannot buy the views that you still can, but just need to be more careful in terms of whether are you stepping into the super high premium zone. Yeah, so maybe for certain stacks, the per floor jump is also a bit more significant with the landed facing. Then maybe we don't go so high floor. We go to the lower floor. Yeah. So now, how does all this apply to River Modern?
All right, so now we go to the main event, which is River Modern itself. The official starting launch price will be for 2-bedroom is at 2,877 PSF, 3-bedroom $2,088 PSF, and lastly the 4-bedroom suddenly there's a huge jump to 3,001. So from this picture alone, where's the premium?
It seems to be Unimix.
Unimix, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on.
So for River Modern, right, definitely the USP is in the view. So we definitely do expect view premium loading. Okay, it's just that for this project, right, 70% is river facing. That is more than half of the development. So it's going to be hard for the developer to actually load this premium equally on every unit river facing stack, right? There is likely still going to be further differentiation in the 70%, for example. And how would they do it? We have some indication from earlier, like we said, right? It's going to be in your unit type. So meaning the river facing bigger units are going to have more premium. Okay, this is our guess. Okay, so in this case, where would the sweet spot lie? It should be around here, which is we still get the river facing, which is the USP of the project, but we don't need to go for the most extreme spectrum of the pricing. So what will lie around here is probably smaller unit types.
Smaller unit type,
Maybe
but
on a lower floor.
lower floor river facing.
Yeah, so this is what we would really look out for on the day itself. And then depending on the per floor jump, right? Because definitely the higher floor is still going to cost more than the lower floor. It's just how aggressive each per floor jump is going to be.
Yes.
Okay, and developer can also do different per floor jump percentage for different stacks. So maybe certain stacks, the per floor jump can be smaller, and then certain stacks, the per floor jump can be bigger. When you look at a certain stack, right, we need to further dissect like that also. Then we can see, okay, maybe if the per floor jump is not that big, then maybe we can go slightly higher floor, mid floor, small unit, river facing, still okay. But if for that particular stack, right, the per floor jump is very aggressive, then we try to go for the even lower level, but we still can see the river lah, because I think for this project, because it's river, right, it's not something that you have to see very far away. It's not like sea view, right? So the river view is actually at your doorstep. Maybe it's actually even nicer when you're at the slightly lower level. So what we would say is the sweet spot would be around here.
Actually, the low floor river facing is also very nice because I've done surrounding resale projects. So many resale projects around this area. Even for river itself, the low floor units, it's very beautiful. Because I've been there, I've sold units there. So buyers, when they come in, they see this sort of view, wow, they usually fall in love with it and they don't mind paying a premium also. Okay?
So let's put some numbers to it. What does this really mean?
So for the pricing metrics, today, for example, we are looking at a 3-bedroom. We already know that the launch price for 3-bedroom is starting at 2008 PSF. Potentially, the high floor could sell at 3001
Could maybe reach
or maybe even
3,000.
3002.
Yeah, because even for River Green, they are non-river facing, right? Their high floors are already transacting at 3.5. So
but with the same
non-river
pricing,
facing.
today if we can get a unit on the launch day at river facing but low floor, will that be better?
Yeah, I would definitely go for that.
Why? Because today we are still buying into the main unique selling point of River Modern, which is the Riverview.
So these are some of the analysis that we need to very quickly do once we see the full price list on the booking day itself, right? Especially when you are weighing between 2 or 3 options. Why? Because on the booking day itself, definitely it is actually quite a high stress environment. There's going to be so many people around you, other people that are also kanchong to get their units, looking at a lot of hype also. So when it comes down to making a decision, right, it's easy to be overwhelmed with emotions. Like maybe your top choices are already gone and you're considering like your later choices and you still see something within your budget, you might go for it. And that's when the danger happens, right? What if actually you are overpaying? Okay. And because it is within your budget, right? You might not feel the pinch. You will feel like, oh, everything is good. But the real problem comes
in a resale
when you try to sell 4 to 5 years later. Maybe not really problem, but that is where you will actually realize maybe you
should have or avoided or should not have go too high floor, etc.
Then you will start to see where the opportunity cost has already hit already and maybe you are slightly disadvantaged. Okay, and we will explain it using this
drawing
example.
So, for example, today we want to buy a 3-bedroom on launch day. If the launch day price, high floor, 3005 PSF, low floor, 3001. Now, high floor is going to be unblocked view, river view, for example, best view. Low floor, potentially little to no view.
Partial view lah.
Partial view. For a 3-bedroom, which one will you buy in this scenario?
If within my budget, I might still go for the 3005.
Why? Why will you do that?
Nice, ma.
Nice. Okay, so because it's nice, you feel that it's unblocked view, so potentially in future you also can sell for higher. And do you feel that just because you can sell higher, you also might or potentially make more than a low floor also? You feel so? Okay. So in fact, this is very normal, right? Now my question is, today we buy 3.5. How much do we need to sell?
Maybe 3.8.
Let's say we sell
PSF.
3008 PSF. This will be the future price we sell here, ma. Alright. Now, if we buy 3001, how much do we need to sell in future to make similar profits?
3.4 can we? 3.4, 3.5.
We can sell about 3.4. Right? We can even sell cheaper than now the buying price. But can I say that in future when we want to sell at 4 years time or 5 years time, what will the owners do when they see that the unit on Property Guru already, people are listing at 3,008 PSF?
Match.
They will say what? My
At
neighbor,
least higher first.
my neighbor is already selling at 3,008 PSF.
Yeah.
So what? I will follow first. Now, they will follow. I will also list at 3,008. But do they need to sell at 3,008?
No.
They don't need it.
I have a lot of buffer to play with.
Got buffer. They can sell at 3,005 also. They can even sell at 3,004 at this price.
Yeah.
So means what? They can list lower. When they list lower, number one, they can probably sell faster
Yeah.
and yet
Potentially make more profit.
potentially make more profits also, right?
Yeah.
And this is how we want to spot value buys also during the launch.
Yeah.
Because not necessarily all times that we have to buy the best unit within the best
Yeah.
development. It's also not true. Sometimes, especially in the resale, people use Property Guru as a benchmark, right? All will try to follow. But the fact is because they know that their buffer is so much, at any point in time, let's say the market is not so well, or if there are so many
urgent.
units, they are urgent, so many units for sale in the market, they can always afford to lower their price
Yeah.
and yet make the same amount of money and exit faster than you.
Yeah. So we're not saying that you cannot go for the high price one. You can. Just be aware that maybe the high price, why is it high? Because there's really a lot of premium loaded. Your view premium, per floor premium, everything is loaded on this unit. Not saying that you cannot buy. If you really love it and you have the budget for it, you still can go for it. But maybe you also have to be prepared that there is this other scenario happening, maybe, few levels down, or like your neighboring stack having this kind of scenario competing with you, but maybe they will go first. It just means that maybe you have to hold for a longer period of time and to wait for the right offer to come in.
Yep.
But if today I am profit sensitive, I have a very specific target with this property move that I want to do, would you rather be this person or this person? It really depends. If we are more time sensitive, we are more profit sensitive, then maybe we would rather be this person, putting ourselves at a better position during exit, which is 4 to 5 years down the road. That's why we say like, okay, you might not see the impact today because something is still within your budget. But 4 to 5 years down the road, that is when you will start to realize, oh, actually, this is my opportunity cost.
That's right.
Yeah. So what we are doing here, this entire analysis is trying to think a few steps ahead and then using the information that's going to be on booking day, how do we put ourselves at this situation? If you understand it, it's not just for River Modern. You can apply to any projects, especially if you are looking at new launch project because of the booking day sequence and all that. Okay? Before we go into the next part of the unit mix, right? If you are confused about the previous explanation or you need more help or if you are going for River Modern and you wish for us to help you do
Or
this
any
kind of
other projects,
analysis,
not
any
just
other
River Modern.
projects, feel free to scan, contact
Yeah, okay.
us,
Can
okay?
always
And
scan.
also help to like and subscribe to our channel so that we'll be
Feel
motivated
to do more
make
content
more.
for you. Okay, so for unit type analysis, we're going to start with a 2-bed 1-bath. 2-bed 1-bath, there's actually 2 stacks, non-river view.
facing.
2-bed 1-bath, the size is 538 square feet. As we come in, we can see galley kitchen. It's a dumbbell layout.
Yeah, your living and dining is actually separated, which is actually quite good for a 2-bed 1-bath. You can also add a door here if you want to enclose the kitchen away.
Good.
You could do a sliding door kind of thing over there.
Yes, and also, of course, the living room. What makes it a plus point is the 3 meters width.
Yeah.
Because in a resale, oftentimes for these kind of 2 bedrooms, the width is about 2.8 meters. So
20
this is 3
cm
meters.
is quite
it's more
significant.
spacious.
It could be like for your TV feature wall.
Now we move on to the 2-bath. There's actually 3 stacks.
6, we have stack 6, which is the non-river facing. This is the smaller one, 6 square feet. So this is kind of a dumbbell layout as well. It's just that over here you have a bit of more corridor space leading to your second bedroom. Okay, again, galley kitchen, and then you still have your 3 meter wide living room frontage.
Yes. Now there's this special thing about this 2-bath, which is
There is actually a window
Yes.
in your bathroom. So out of all these 2-bedroom unit type, this is the
This will
only
be the
one
only one.
with one bed. One of the toilet has your window.
correct.
And then next you have 2 stacks just side by side. Yeah, river facing, stack 8 and stack 9 just side by side. 2 bed, 2 bath. Both are dumbbell layout. The only difference is that the slightly bigger one, the 10 square feet difference, is a U-shaped kitchen, and then
Yes.
this smaller one is a L-shaped kitchen.
Yes.
Yeah, not much difference otherwise. Coming to 3-bedroom, we start from the smaller size ones first. So these 2, they are actually non-river facing. Okay, stack 13 and stack 11.
Yes.
So for the 797 square feet one, coming in, you have a L-shaped kitchen. This is
Slightly longer walkway.
and it's a fully open kitchen. And then you have, this is quite an unconventional layout actually. You have a bedroom tucked beside the kitchen.
Yes, but for this layout, one good thing is also there's a bit of privacy because come in, you actually you don't straight away see into the living room unlike the one on the right side.
But both you still have your separated living and dining area.
That's right.
Which is quite good. Yeah, and they are non-river facing. So likely this would be those
Probably
that
the
are having your starting prices, the 2.8 kPSF kind of range.
Next.
These are the mid-size 3-bedroom. This one is Flexi, 893 square feet. It's actually river facing. Then you have a flex room beside your kitchen. It's quite a dumbbell layout. So you have bedrooms on both sides of the unit. Coming in, again, you have it's an open kitchen and then you have a flex room. This wall cannot be hacked.
Yep.
So maybe you can add doors to make it a storeroom or a helper's room.
That's right. You can even put a glass. You can put a glass.
Yeah, because there is no windows actually, so it might be a bit dark. So maybe better to either leave it open or at least have glass doors.
That's right.
So to make it a bit brighter lah.
That's right. So now for stack 4, this layout is actually very unique. As you come in, one thing unique is that this balcony stretches from the living room to the kitchen. Right? And from this stack itself is this
Stack 4.
Stack 4.
Very interesting.
Interesting because it faces towards the pool, the greenery, and of course the river facing.
Yeah. So you get like 3 different views.
4 different views. Why? Because you also have your sunset view.
Yeah.
Yeah. No doubt this stack faces towards the west, but it also have its plus point. For example, today when it's sunset, yes, the sun shines in, but you can actually double up the balcony space. You can actually partition here.
Yeah.
You can put your laundry in this area.
Yeah. Because when you come in from the door, right, you might not see this part of the balcony. But because it's directly linked to your kitchen, right, and there's actually no proper like yard area, you can actually do your laundry over here. Because nowadays, I think in a lot of developments, right, if you don't install like the Stygian, which is to have your indoor drying, right, most of the time we will actually do our laundry at the balcony. Even for ourselves also, we do our laundry at the balcony because there's just no dedicated space to do the laundry. So for this layout, actually, you can hang your clothes here. And when guests come in, or even when you come home, right, you will not directly see it because it's kind of blocked. By this wall here. So if you do your laundry here, no one can see it. And even though there's west sun, it might also mean that it's actually better for your laundry dry. So this is a very interesting and very unique layout. We seldom see a balcony that stretches this way.
And not forgetting the thing is you have the potentially the best view as well. Because you get to see the swimming pool, greenery, and river.
So this might actually be one of our favorite 3-bedroom unit types.
That's right. Okay.
So we come to the bigger 3-bedroom types. These are the 3-bedroom plus.
2 types, 2 stacks.
They are both river facing, so stack 1 and stack 10. Okay, so actually they are mirror image of each other. There's not much difference. The difference is just in the size of this store over here. This about 10 square feet difference is over here. Okay.
But what is so nice about this?
It is a landscape frontage for your living room, which is quite rare for a 3-bedroom in today's market.
Usually for this type of landscape living room only applies to the even bigger unit type, which is the 4 and 5 bedroom.
Usually the 4 to 5 bedrooms.
But this time around, developer has also placed it on the 3-bedroom, which is definitely a plus point as well.
You get a long balcony, so you can really maximize the river views. When guests come in, right, they will really be wow. You can have your dining and living like this. And the interesting thing is for this layout, so actually in all the layouts here, there's no study per se, but they have this flex space. Okay, there's a flex space in the middle of your kitchen. So you can choose to, if you are heavy cooking, right, you can choose to install doors here so that you can close up the kitchen. But if you are okay with an open concept kitchen, you can actually opt out of this entire flex room. Then you'll have a super big kitchen, okay, that opens up into a living and dining. Then it will be a whole very squarish kind of feeling. And then you can put an island table here, which is what they have done at the show flat, and it's very nice. This whole thing is very got like the Instagrammable vibes, you know, for cooking videos and all that.
So lastly, coming to the 4-bedroom, the difference is there's of course 2 stacks. So for stack 7, as we come out, private lift, you're going to enter to your living dining area. And from this layout, you notice that it's going to be a traditional layout.
Yeah,
all the bedrooms are tucked to one side. Okay, because the living and dining is going to be together, you can even shift your dining to the balcony.
Yeah,
I think it will be very
nice
beautiful.
alfresco dining kind of thing.
That's right. Why? Because when we come from this private lift, you can imagine the view. You're going to see the river already. It's very beautiful. Now on my right side, which is a 1,008 square feet.
Still 4-bedroom, but it's a lot bigger, 350 square feet more.
Yes, actually this size is more of like a 5-room.
Yeah, can do a 5-bedroom already. Yeah, but then they have done it into a 4-bedroom, really giving you the luxury of space in your living room and the master bedroom. So it's a show flat unit. When we go to a show flat, you can see that the whole living and dining area just feels super
Very
grand.
luxurious also. Yeah. So as you come out from the private lift here, you're going to face your living room. But this living room and the dining room is because it's going to be separated. Yeah, dedicated dining area, dedicated living area. So
you can even put like a round dining table over here, which is what they have done in the show flat. 10 to 12 seater easily.
Yes, and of course, when you enter into the master bedroom is also very luxurious, very big. Master bedroom, and you notice that this is a glass panel, which also means that the view you potentially could also see same as the balcony view, which is your
wake up to a super beautiful river view.
Facing.
It will feel like a hotel suite, I think. Yeah. Because it's very big. And then you have your walk-in wardrobe and also the bathtub. Yeah.
But of course, one thing to really consider in fact, is because of the size difference. Now the size difference, if you to multiply by the PSF, and we know that the developer is going to load the premium on the bigger unit type, what does it mean? We use the size multiplied by the PSF. You take a look.
1830
times
maybe let's say 3250 lah.
3250, which
5.9
is potentially the lowest.
5.9 million.
How much?
5.9 million.
5.9.
Yeah. So I think this unit type, and because it is likely to see the heaviest premium loading, right? It might be more suitable for those who are really
just want to buy for own stay. They want the size. They don't mind paying the premium. Yeah, they still can choose to go for this. Now our concern will be the exit also. Why? Because ultimately 4-bedroom you're buying at potentially $6 million. So $6 million, imagine the high floor. What is it going to be? The PSF potentially, let's say multiply by 3.5 PSF. How much is that? Yeah, it's going to be about 6.4 million. So 6.4 million for a high floor unit. Yes, the view might be very good, but in future, if you're going to sell for profit, how much do we need to sell? Right.
Just something to consider.
Correct. We saw a budget of let's say 7+ million. Buyers around got many options. Right. They can go a way bigger unit, maybe even a 5-room, or maybe could even potential landed. Right, so this is also one of the main concerns.
Yeah, but it will certainly still speak to a niche group of people. If you have stayed with us until here, I will just do a quick summary. River Modern preview day starts today. It's actually 20th February. Booking day is 6-7 March.
You can reach out to us as well. Book a preview with us. We will be more than happy to show you to this development and any other developments that you might be keen.
Yeah, so just to recap our main message today, we have gone through a lot in depth about developers' pricing strategy. So this is a technique that we hope everyone can benefit from, not just for River Modern, but any project, whether new launch or even resale. Where are the premiums at for the development, and then where are the value buys? You might not feel the pinch today, but eventually when you try to sell, then that's when the impact hits.
All right. Okay, see ya.
See you in the next one.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.